all the way up in here. But no, that's not from being underwater. That's just from sitting. Yeah, right. Welcome back to Up to Something Outdoors. Today, I bought this. It was supposed to be just a normal get a boat. I do this regularly. I jumped into the truck, got over here. My beautiful bride was working on something else at home. Yeah, I had to call in the reinforcements on this one.
Plans changed a little bit.
This one is interesting. Let me bring you in here and show you why this is interesting. First off, the outdrive was buried. I've been messing with it a bit, but it was buried up to here in the gravel. And if you look over there, you can see the shove mark. This thing was down, and they just shoved it almost 8 feet to get it back into this position. Very strange. Also, there's a bunch of dock material over here, which just so happens to be completely on that trailer tire. I've got to try to either move all that dock material or move the boat. Now here's the inside of the boat. Now, the seller told me it ran last year, motor was great, all that. Yeah, dear, I don't think this thing's been running a long time.
No. Did you check? Is it cracked?
I can't see any cracks in it, but there's moss growing on it.
There's so much mud.
Check underneath the transom area, dear.
Oh my gosh.
Everything is coated in that tan mud.
Like a thick coat of it too.
Yeah, we're talking 1/4 inch coat in some areas. It's 1/4 inch thick on the floors. Look at the sidewalls, have the same tan mud all the way on them. And then even more interesting is in here. Mud. Everything in the compartment coated in mud. Carpet on the inside, mud line, mud. There is the same tan mud everywhere on this boat, dear. You know what that suggests to me?
What?
It was sunk.
I mean, I would believe it.
There's no way that much mud on the engine, transom, on the inside came from just sitting.
Well, and it's like a sandy mud too, not like your normal, like if leaves decompose, it's that black dirt. This is
tan.
Sandy tan mud.
Yeah. Now, the seller was probably not being super truthful. He said it was never underwater and this motor ran last year. And that all of this dirt, all the way, including in the cabin, was simply from having sat. Have you ever seen mud lines in the cabin from just sitting?
I have not, no.
It's a cabin with doors. How is mud getting in there?
Did he volunteer the fact that it's never sunk?
No, I straight up asked him. I said,
okay.
All of this mud, it looks like it was sunk. He's like, no, never sunk. Never was underwater. It was just from having sat here in the storage yard. Yeah.
We've seen boats in fields
Right.
that don't have that much mud.
Exactly. I could maybe understand the stuff on the floor, but not in the cabin and under the transom.
No.
Well, let's go get some tools. So in order to move all that dock material out of the way so I can even get this thing out, I had to bring in the big guns. The tractor. This is going to be a chore. And surprisingly not at all, the seller decided that he had to run, I have to go. Yeah, he doesn't want to be around because he was lying through his teeth on a number of things. Or at least, let me rephrase. Misspoke. Would you believe misspoke is the proper term for this, dear?
I guess you could call it that.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to think the best of people, and maybe he wasn't intentionally lying, but I don't see much other explanations on this one. I didn't know if that 2x is attached to something back there.
It's all attached to this. I think.
Yeah.
Or lift it a little higher, maybe it's just wedged. I'll go to the back. Oh, of course.
It's loose.
This one's still just the slightest.
I'll grab the crowbar.
Yeah. There might be enough space because the tire and wood are at an angle. If you can lift the front and just scooch it,
Pivot it?
Yeah, we might be able to get it parallel.
Okay.
Like if you can just get it like an inch or two.
Well, I could try it that way, I suppose. I've had to warp boats out of moorings before, but never out of a parking lot.
You want to look at it? It could probably go a little more, but it's almost there. It'll just be bouncing that big one.
All right, that'll be interesting. I wish I could just drag it, but...
I think it's too soft. Everything's just sinking in.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to drag the... Like I was going to say, if I could try to drag the trailer bodily over, but...
Here, pull forward.
Let's address the outdrive next.
Okay.
All right, since this outdrive is so buried, I couldn't get it lifted up at all.
Okay.
I think hydraulics are either failed or that
full
pump,
of mud.
Well, maybe that pump that was underwater, you know?
Yeah.
Could be. So. Come on. Oh, there we go. I think it's time for a new pair of vice grips.
Probably.
While I get these off, dear, would you mind going grab the crowbar again? It's on the tractor. The reoccurring theme, mud, is all over this too. Yeah, but even the mud on this deer is from sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting in the water, underwater. And switch the vice grips around. Bam. See if I can get this off. I have a feeling this nut's going to be a pain. Ah, actually came off.
Yeah, that's where I put the other one.
This is going to be a multi-moving. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I thought maybe it was the hydraulics, because now you can just free spin it.
You want a hammer to hold it up?
What? Like the framing hammer off our last one?
Yeah.
I mean, it worked.
Did the job.
I wish this one had a framing hammer. I could use another one. Oh, and look at all the water.
And so much sludge.
Well, I mean, this whole thing is coated.
Yeah, but it came out from inside. At least it looked like it did. Try and go as straight as possible. You want it or you want me to?
I'll get it. I'm going to go straight, but I am going to put a bit of an angle on it, actually, because if we can move it over enough that we are only going over that 6x6 and not the 1x on top of it, too.
Right.
So bring,
if you spin too much, it's going to send the backside of the tire into it.
Well, a little bit. All right, well, why don't you guys stand here and watch for me and tell me how that works, okay?
This tire is really squishy.
Well, I'm hoping that we didn't rip it.
No, it didn't. It didn't. It looked fine.
Oh, she's a little loosey-goosey. Well, that's where we got the Fatoman. We'll just pop her up. I don't know. I mean, there's water pouring out of it. Oh, nope, there it is, cracked right up here. Along the top.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Look at all the silt everywhere on this motor. Every little last bit of this is silted up.
There's no way it wasn't water.
Yeah. It's crazy. I was puzzling what these white things are for on this boat. I've never seen them individually folding up. I mean, if for some kind of a circular object. Thought maybe fenders for a minute. There's one on that side and another set back there, but I've never seen a boat needing 8 fenders. But then there's this ladder. That's a dive ladder, and the bracket for it was on the swim deck back there. I wonder if these are for air tanks, scuba type like oxygen tanks for scuba diving. If so, that is a first. Here in Michigan, I have never seen that. Here's a close-up of what I was talking about the mud in the underneath the transom. I mean, look at that. That is 1/4 inch thick, just sitting all the way up in here. But no, that's not from being underwater. That's just from sitting. Yeah, right. this one looks pretty empty. For once, we might have gotten lucky and not had one completely full.
Wow. That one looks like it's plastic too. Dang!
It's still completely full there. I'm just
Oh yeah,
super
totally.
strong.
Totally. Of course, I'm always in the way. There's a little bit.
All right, well. I don't know if y'all recognize this from the trash liner video, but I saved it. Because you never know when you might need it. This is what this one came with. It's all broke up. Perfect opportunity to use a free part from another boat. Okay. So before I took this to the landfill, I wanted to get a visual representation from the water or the mud line on the inside where the silt is, just to show you guys where the presumed water line was when it was sunk underwater. And that's this tape. The water on the inside of the boat was up to here. I mean, you can see at the stern, that's pretty near the top of the boat. What, 9 inches maybe off the top, very top of the stern was underwater. So I would call that sunk, wouldn't you guys? Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Would you call this sunk if the inside water, the water inside this boat was up to that tape line? I don't know, I sure would say so. That's not where water's supposed to be. I also contacted the seller again, saying how, I'm happy with the deal, make him feel comfortable, and I asked him to tell me the truth. He said it was sunk up to this point for, I'm interpreting his messages, for possibly up to 2 years before getting pulled out. But it wasn't sunk, in his opinion, because some of the boat was still above the water line. It was sunk in a river. I don't know the accuracy of that. The guy's not told me the truth, so whether it was 2 years or not, I don't know, but I'd still call that sunk. Now off to the landfill.